Mr. Norcross, is there such a thing as ninja magic? I've seen it in cartoons like Naruto. I've seen it in anime all the time. I've heard it talked about in movies. I've read it in books from years ago. What is this ninja magic that people are always talking about? Have you learned it? How do I learn it? When do you teach it? And I always say, we teach it Monday at 7. How about that? No, I'm sorry to burst the bubbles out there, but there is no such thing as this fantasy ninja magic. Everything in Budo takes tremendous hard work and energy, but there's nothing mystical about what we do. The reason they called it ninja magic was because it was a philosophical way to get through life. So if you think the magic comes from accomplishing your goals and dreams more easily than others, then there's such a thing as the ninja magic. But if you think it's going to tap into some unseen entity or another dimension that we're getting some sort of superpowers from, some sort of Star Wars force, or an agent is giving me something, the answer is no, there's no such thing. There is zero evidence for any of that. What we have is our own reality, and we create the reality that we want. So, the ninja magic part is a concept that's called Sanmitsu. San means 3, and Mitsu in this case, the kanji, means secret. This triple secret. Oh, what's that? Let's learn about that. The triple secret is nothing mystical. It literally just means that my thoughts, my words, and my actions are in alignment with what I want in life. My purpose is linear. And whenever one is failing, or I'm failing 2 out of 3 of those principles, then I'm not working toward my goal and dream. So the Sanmitsu, the first part of this triple secret is you're using your mind. I'm thinking about what I want. What is happiness to me? What do I want out of life? What is success to me? What does it mean to be free of suffering? What does it mean to be truly happy and free of depression and sadness? Is that possible? Is it possible to completely eradicate anger in the human mind? These are all great questions, and they're really lofty goals that we try to achieve, or at least some of us do. That's the first part, and then I have to be a realist about it. Am I thinking a thought? Will that become my reality? No, absolutely not. You can think all you want, but you're not going to overshadow the laws of physics. You're not going to be able to walk through walls and remain unseen in a crowd and things like that. There's nothing mystical about it. The idea that they were thinking was, I can use my thoughts to accomplish my goals. But what good are thoughts if we can't communicate them to the open world? So the second part of this Sanmitsu, the ni part, the second section, is I need to speak it. I need to say it. I need to communicate it to the world. The world does not know what your goal and dream is if you don't share it and communicate it. And the goal is no good sitting in your head. It has to come out. And that means I need to use my speech to communicate with the world what I want out of life. What are my goals? What is my purpose? The last part, which is the hardest of the 3, the first 2 are quite easy, especially the first. The one that I fail at, and most of us fail at, is the doing part. That's the third, the action. This karmic action is not just thinking and saying it, but I actually have to do it. I have to get up and do the work, apply the effort, fail 1,000,000 times. That's the hard part. We all know people out there. Maybe it's you, it's been me. People that say one thing, but they never go through with it. They procrastinate. They say, oh, I'm going to accomplish this goal, and you've heard it for 10 years, and they still haven't done it. That's because they're failing on the third part, and I've done it myself. You say you want to, you want to run a marathon, and you run for 2 days, and then you stop. And then the next week you're like, yeah, I come up with all kinds of excuses why I didn't run the marathon, but I'm going to get there one day. And then years later, you're still telling your best friend, yeah, I'm going to run that marathon. And your best friend's like, stop lying to me. You've been saying this for years. In other words, their thought is there, the speech is there, but not the action. That's the hardest part. Another example is, say that you want to open a restaurant in your town. You've always had the dream of opening this beautiful little Italian restaurant since you were 10 years old. Well, you have to conceive of a thought. You've already thought about it. It's your goal. It's your dream. You have to think about statistically, will it work? How many restaurants are there in my town? How many have failed? How much money is it going to take? Can I cook? And if I can't, how do I find a chef? Where will I get the money to open this restaurant? It's going to take hundreds of thousands of dollars. How am I going to staff it? Do I need to take business classes? How much is the rent in the area? How much money do I need to save? All of these are good questions. Then, once you think about it, you have to communicate it to the world, or this restaurant's never going to come to fruition. So you might say to your wife, honey, I'm dying to open my Italian restaurant. How do I do this? And she's like, I didn't even know that was your goal. And you're like, oh, I've always loved to think about this. Let's do it. Let's make it a reality. Well, how do you make a reality? At least communicating it, you might get some help. So if I say I want to open an Italian restaurant, maybe there's someone 5 towns over that's opened a restaurant. He or she can help me. I might say to them, I want to open a restaurant on the other side of the state, and I want you to help me out. You're going to need a lot of money, so you have to communicate. I need to communicate that I need a better education. I need to communicate to the world so that I can get that financial loan. I need to communicate to the chefs out there and the cooks that will come and help me. I need to communicate to my family so that maybe they can help me financially, or at least support me in my goal and dream. And then the last part, again, that hardest part is the doing. I have to go to school to learn how to run a business. I have to go out and scope down a place where there is room for a restaurant. I need to go out and hire people. I need to double my income to save up for 5 years to open this restaurant. I need to do a million different things to open this place. And then I have to be a realist. That's you could call that the fourth part, is keeping it real. The keeping it real part is not living in a fantasy-based world. You're living in the reality that we are in. Will the restaurant fail? Well, most restaurants fail in the first few years. Most businesses fail because the person isn't a good business person, or there just isn't a market for it. I have to be a realist. The thought, the word, and the deed are coming into action, but that is no guarantee for success in life. As a matter of fact, we'll fail more than we'll succeed. But we know the most successful people in the world are the ones that failed many times, but they failed upwards. They tried over and over again until they accomplished that dream. They never gave up. I failed 1,000 times in my life, but I always got up more than the other guy next to me. And that's why, in my opinion, I have just a little bit of success in my life. I'm not going to be perfectly successful because I fail at Sanmitsu all the time. But at least I realize that I'm failing, and that's another key to this. We think it, we say it, we do it, but don't be a hypocrite and just think it and say it and never do it. And I've done that so many times, and I've caught myself saying, Todd, you're not doing it. You're thinking it, and you've said it 10 times, but you're being a hypocrite because you didn't follow through again. You're losing integrity with your friends and family, so either shut up about your goal, keep it to yourself and just do it, or communicate and run towards it like there's no tomorrow, and at least try as best you can. If you fail, that's a lot better than not trying at all. Success will only come when I'm in perfect alignment with my thought, my word, and my action. And that's what this Sanmitsu means. It's nothing secret. It's no secret at all. Every culture, every religion, every society has known about this Sanmitsu. We don't call it that, but we practice it all the time. Know where I fail and know where I will succeed. That's Sanmitsu. Is it a secret? Well, it all depends on how you look at it. It's a secret to me because I love finding out these philosophical ways of going through life. And the martial arts has taught me all of them. You can learn these outside of martial arts, but training physically helps us accomplish our goal. There's no doubt about it. What's your goal? What's your dream in life? What's your purpose? Is it in alignment with your thought, your word, and your speech? Are you getting it done, or are you just talking about it? Or even worse, are you just pondering it and you never have the guts to go and get it? That's the key. We need to accomplish our goals, not just think about them and talk about them. I hope this helps. It helps me all the time. Until next time, you guys have a great day. Enjoy your training and go out and accomplish your goals and dreams.